A savings account helps you keep your money safe while you earn some interest. But some people wonder if you can have more than one savings account, if it makes any sense to do so, and what happens when you use multiple accounts. Well, the short answer is yes, you can have multiple savings accounts if you want, and there are several good reasons to do so. You don't necessarily earn less interest if you use multiple accounts, but it is possible in some cases to earn more interest if you combine all your balances and get over certain thresholds. So let's talk about a couple of reasons you might use different savings accounts for different purposes. One of the best reasons to use a different savings account than your primary savings account is just to set money aside. So you put money into a dedicated account for a dedicated goal, and that gets it out of your checking account, and it might even move it out of your emergency savings so you're not tempted to spend that money. A second reason is to protect yourself from yourself. If you set money aside into a special savings account that's dedicated to a specific goal, then it's going to be harder for you to reach into there and spend that money on unnecessary items or luxury items. It's kind of a behavioral trick that gives you some pain if you go in there and raid that savings account. Another reason is to watch your progress. So if you have a special savings account for a particular goal, then you can actually see the funds accumulating. You can monitor your progress toward that goal. It may even be motivating to see the money grow towards that goal as you add more and more to savings. And that can also help you build momentum and give you more motivation to work toward that goal. Because you're watching your progress on certain goals, a savings account can help to hold you accountable. So if you use a dedicated account for a particular goal, the numbers don't lie. So if you're not actually saving money into that account, then it's important to know that. And that doesn't necessarily mean there's something wrong with you, but it is essential to know what's happening with your finances. And if you're not actually working toward a particular goal, you need to know maybe if you need to try some alternatives or if you just need to reevaluate things, you just need information. Another reason is to smooth your spending for large expenses. So you might set up a separate savings account for large annual expenses, for example. If you pay your property taxes or homeowners insurance or any other large annual expense, life insurance premiums, for example, it might be easiest to add a little bit to those accounts every month instead of coming up with that large lump sum one time each year. Then you kind of forget about it for the rest of the year. So setting up a separate account helps you build towards that goal. Couples who have combined their finances might also appreciate using multiple savings accounts, especially if you do keep some money of, let's call it, your own. So some people use the strategy of yours, mine, and ours. So you've got your own spending money that you can do whatever you want with it, guilt-free, no judgment, and your partner can do the same. And then there may also be some shared expenses that go into a joint savings account. If you happen to be particularly wealthy, it may also make sense to move money into multiple different savings accounts to protect your funds. So government deposit insurance like the FDIC insurance or NCUA for credit unions, NCUSIF, could protect your account balances in certain institutions, but there's a maximum limit typically of $250,000 per account or per person per institution. So sometimes you can go above 250 in an individual institution depending on how your accounts are registered, and you need to talk with your bank about that. But if you're going to get above that limit, then maybe spread some funds out to different banks. So how can you use multiple accounts? Well, the easiest way to do it is to automate everything, and setting up accounts with online banks is often wise. They have typically no fees and no minimums, so that helps you to open up as many accounts as you want and not have to pay monthly fees at different banks. Also, a lot of online banks will let you set up sub accounts. For example, Ally Bank, not necessarily a recommendation of them, but they happen to let you open up an unlimited number of what you might call sub accounts. So you could open up different accounts for different goals. One of them might be your large annual expense account. Another one might be a vacation fund. Another might be an emergency fund. So these are ways to organize your finances and kind of keep it simple. You might start to wonder, well, how many savings accounts should I have? And the answer is as many as it takes to help you categorize and organize your finances, but at some point it's going to get kind of overwhelming or unwieldy and just may not be worth the effort. So don't go too crazy with opening up multiple accounts, but set up a couple if it helps you organize things.